Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon maybe. Alright, for today tutorial, I'm going to show you on how to set the camera to follow our player, right? So this is our previous tutorial which when we play the character will move and we can climb the ladder, right? But for today we are going to set the main camera that going to follow our player. Dia akan follow player movement lah, right? Okay, so first of all what we need to do is go to our project tab. Alright, so we are going to set script to our main player. Alright, okay, so just open our script folder, right click and then create a C# script and rename as CameraFollow or any. Alright, so you can assign this script to the main player now or later. Alright, so we open our script now. Alright, so basically in here we have our class CameraFollow, which same name with our script here. Okay, so basically this is the default one lah, as I repeat again and again, which is this is the default function that Unity create for you. Alright, so for today we are not going to use void update. Okay, we are going to remove and we will using this void start and another one which is late update. Okay, so basically for update there are three different category for update function, which the first one is the update, normal update, and then I think you're familiar with the fixed update, and for today we are going to use late update. Alright, okay, so what's the difference between update, late update and fixed update? So in here for update, the scene, the game will call dia akan call every frame. So basically if you want to have character movement or any input control, so we can use update function, so they akan keep updating every frame. Okay, and the second one, this one for fixed update, so it's called by the physics engine in fixed interval that can be set in the option. So basically for this one, basically good for all physics related function like trigger or collision between two game object. Alright, so the trigger and the collision is quite similar, but for next tutorial I will show the difference between trigger and also collision. Okay, alright, so what is a late update? Alright, so in here they said late update is called after all update method are processed. So for the camera that follow your character, it's good to update after it has moved. Alright, so normally for late update we use to set the camera movement. Okay, so let's say to make sure that the movement of the camera will sync smoothly with the player. So meaning that we need to move the game engine will update, which is any changes made to the player. After that, they will update our camera position. Okay, so for this tutorial we are going to use late update function. Okay, alright, so open back our Visual Studio. Alright, so for this one we are going to create we are going to define new we are going to assign the player transform first. So in here you type player transform equals to sorry, we need to do the declaration first. Okay, so private transform, because it involves this movement, right, followed by player transform. Okay, right, so in here we call back our variable. Alright, so we are going to assigning. Okay, so what we are going to assigning, which the game object, right, dot find game object with tag. Okay, so make sure you choose no without s. Alright, and then open curly bracket, follow, and type player. Right, so since our target now is the camera will follow the player, so you have to make sure that we need to tag our player first, and then we need to call the same name. Alright, so how to check? You can go to your scene. Alright, go to the player, and then you can click the player. So in here we haven't tagged yet, so what we need to do is, okay, we just click on the drop down menu here. So you can choose player here, or if you cannot see player, you can click on the add tags and then click plus here, and you can give your player name or any. Okay, so for example, if my player name, and I'm going to use my player name, so maybe Chris player, or any lah. Okay, so this is how you are creating new tag. Alright, and then you go back to the player and choose again. So this is the new tag, but for now I'm going to use the default one, which is the player. So better we use player. Why? Because might be later we are going to we call the same name, so we just choose we just write the player, so now avoid any confusion. Alright, so we need to choose player here. So what's the different tagging? Player, so player here, the things that appear in here. So tagging, we use the tagging in coding. Okay, so let's say for example this one, we need to find the tagging, and then we need to type our player tag, the game object tagging lah. So for this one we are referring to the player, then we type player, right, followed by dot transform, okay, semicolon n. Alright, so we are going to add another function, which is we are going to use late update. Alright, so open close. You can remove private, or you can use default one also can, no problem. Alright, so the first one we are going to set our vector 2, sorry, not vector 2, vector 3. Okay, temp is referring to the temporary. Okay, equals to transform. dot position. So we are assigning the current position okay, to our new variable name temp or any temporary also can. Alright, and next one is temp. We call back and then followed by axis. So which axis that you want the camera to follow the player. Alright, if you want to have only x-axis, so meaning that we just write temp.x. Okay, so x here represent the axis, right? Equals to player transform dot position dot x. Okay, and next is we are assigning back our transform position, transform dot position. We are assigning the position equals to temp. Alright, okay, so you can write the comment for your reference. So this one we store current camera position in variable name temp. Okay, alright, so for this line we set the camera position x, reference to x, okay, to be equal to the player position position x. Alright, and the last one is we set back the camera position to the camera current position. Okay, so let's save first. Alright, and then go back to our Unity. Okay, just click your main camera here. Alright, and drag our CameraFollow script to our inspector. Okay, and then try to play. Okay, so see now the camera. Okay, but in here, since we only set on the x-axis, okay, so when the player climb to the ladder, the camera are not following, right? Alright, so what we need to do is to update our script. Okay, so basically you can copy this one. Alright, Control C. Oops, sorry. You can type or copy. So we add another axis which y, right, and this one also y axis. Okay, Control S, and we go back to the scene, press play. Okay, so now if the climb, see. Alright, okay, so this is the tutorial for the camera movement.